Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Senior Circuit. I am Noah Walter, your host here tonight, here at Legacy Charlotte, where we're joining right now to go and see a wonderful race that is going to be brewing here tonight with the Senior Circuit at Legacy Charlotte. I mean, that's a different one. We have not seen Legacy Charlotte used a bit much recently. For everyone's racing needs, it's always been New Charlotte. So seeing Street Stocks finally being able to come back to this wonderful rendition of the Charlotte Motor Speedway, especially with all the different grandstand configurations and other stuff that we're going to be seeing here tonight out on the circuit. Now, looking into our session right now, I did start a little bit late, and that is because for whatever reason there was set a 15-minute qualifying time for 2 laps, which I don't believe was intentional, that is for sure. But sadly, that's the kind of stuff that happens, so we're going to be starting a little bit later. However, we did see a lot of very competitive drivers here tonight. Up to 20 people going to be racing. I mean, it'd be exciting to see every single person out on track here tonight. I mean, 20 drivers here at Legacy Charlotte with Street Stocks. Honestly, we saw some great racing in the past, specifically with homebrew racing here with the Sterling Sim Racing Series at Legacy Charlotte, and they did a great job being able to remain competitive despite the challenges that Legacy Charlotte faces. I'm excited to see what the Senior Circuit can do. Not only is that more drivers, but usually more, I don't want to say clean, but definitely drivers that are a bit more understanding of each other, as we saw with our Michigan race last week, where a super packed dependent heavy draft track, they had 25 laps and only a single caution, which was leaving turn 2, which is the hardest point on the entire circuit. So I think it is going to be a really big thing to see here tonight, so I'm excited, that is for sure. In any case, we're going to continue running through qualifying at the moment. Currently, Kevin L. Hayes is currently taking the lead by just a .021 gap. That is close, but as we can look down the field, it looks like Clinton Chambers has completely matched Ed Burrell, who is running in second. I think it's going to be exciting to see what everyone is going to be able to do here at this circuit. So let's go ahead and bring up your current driver on track, as it has been a little bit with practice running. Looks like Gregory is just chilling in the pits. There we go. We can follow along with Mark here. This is Mark Dantuma. He had a fantastic race last week at Michigan. Super competitive. He drove that 57 car as best as he could and was super competitive, but I don't believe that he was able to be there right in the end, as I believe Michael Whitting took home the lead. So you can see a little bit of a different appearance here at Charlotte. We got a bit different configuration, leaving some of the turns. You see there's more grandstands right there. Track surface is just a little bit different than it is from what we see now on iRacing, and all the colors just look a little bit different. It's not quite it's a little bit more washed out than Charlotte is, so it'll be interesting to see what everyone's going to be able to do. See there that Mopar 57 Street Stock looking pretty good right now. He's sitting in a very comfortable 9th place. We can go ahead and bring up your top 10 driver qualifying board there, just to see where everybody is running. Second lap, and Mark Dantuma puts himself up into 2nd place. What a lap we just saw there out of him. I mean, it's so competitive how tight that gap is. You can see there, 1st through 8th are all within 0.1 of a second of each other. That's not only how, it doesn't show just how fast they are, but it also shows just how competitive this race is going to be. I'm definitely excited to see what everyone is going to be able to do tonight at this great racetrack, as there's just a lot to do. I mean, all these guys are going to be super tight. So I'm excited, and in the meantime, before we get up our session, I do need to head out for just a moment as we wait for that to turn over. Oh, maybe we got another guy on track. Oh, we do! I'm going to bring him up instead. Let's go ahead and do that. This is the 337 of Bill Watkins. I don't think he was there at Michigan last week, so this is his new ride. Go ahead and take a look at that. Bill Watkins is the last guy currently to set a time. He's riding in 19th place for the moment. Let's see if he breaks the top 10 on completing this lap here. He does not, unfortunately. However, he did get to move up into 18th place. Like I said, extremely competitive. This gap that everyone has is super close to each other. So I'm excited to see a wonderful race with us later tonight. In any case, I'm going to head out until qualifying ends. And in the meantime, well, we'll see. There's just not too much to talk about as everyone has already qualified. And we're kind of just waiting for the session to start. As soon as it does, though, we're going to have a great race ahead of us. And I am excited to see where that is going to go. So, without further ado, and as soon as the session starts, I'll be back. All right, we are back here, and the session has just opened up. Thankfully, we did not have to sit through the entire waiting to qualifying time. So, all right, let's go ahead and bring up your drivers here so we can go ahead and take a look through your qualifying order. I am excited to see this race off to a fantastic start. 40 laps here at Legacy Charlotte. Let's go ahead and bring that up and go ahead and take a look. All right, so while we are here at Legacy Charlotte, this historic raceway that has been around on the NASCAR Cup Series schedule for an extremely long time, host of the Coca-Cola 600. I mean, longest race on the NASCAR schedule and one of the longest races, aside from endurance racing, in the world. So let's go ahead and bring up your grid. All right, so starting on pole position on the inside lane is going to be Kevin L. Haas. Hayes, I think that is. I need to double check with that. But Mark Dantuma in the 57 starts on his outside second row inside lane. That is going to be the number 21 of Ed Burrell. On his outside is Clint Chambers. Both these guys raced last week and put on a wonderful show for us at Michigan. Third row inside lane, that was another competitive driver. That is the number 14 of Andrew Cowart. And on his outside is going to be the 131 of Jared Poole. Fourth row inside lane, that goes to Robin Parham. Then on his outside is going to be Kevin Barnes. Ninth place is going to go to the number 7 of Bradley Berry. Then John Shermatz, there we go. And the double O is going to be in 10th position. 11th goes to Jason Heiss, and 12th to John Saunders. 13th goes to Mike McNeil, and on his outside is going to be Bill Schermatz. 15th, that is going to go to Steve Cubay, and 16th is going to go to the number 15 of Scott Kays. Then in 17th is going to be the number 17 of Scott Whiteman. Great there. Glad to see it. Love it when the numbers match like that. 18th goes to Bill Watkins, and the 19th position goes to Janelle Cleveland. 20th is going to be Gregory Max, but did not set a qualifying time. All right, well, as we head down now, the pace car is off as we head now into the quad oval. There it is, green flag, and away we go here at Legacy Charlotte. These street stocks can be a handful to handle as we head now into the battle into turn number 1. Kevin Alhas is off to a great start with Mark Dantuma trying to lead that outside lane. Whoa, huge checkup there that we're seeing there in the outside lane as they had to go 3 wide there for just a moment. The number 58 gets caught up with that Clinton Chambers. Oof. Looks like he just suddenly had a checkup or missed a shift. I think it was the missing of the shift. It is common. It happens. It sucks, but it is what you just often see with these street stocks. They are not quite as easy to shift as the Cup cars are, or any of the main NASCAR series. But we're seeing Mark Dantuma, who started in 2nd position, fall back into 3rd, but he has that outside lane advantage, where the outside lane here at Legacy Charlotte, especially in the street stocks, is still a viable lane. I think I heard a bit of a skimming of the wall back, just a little bit. Very common here with your street stocks. So go ahead and bring up your board. All right. There you go. You can see your fantastic Sterling Sim Racing logo up in the top left corner. Sterling Sim Racing is a fantastic racing environment for drivers of any type, rookies or not, to come in and really get away from the mess, which can be some of the public service that we see on iRacing. So, great place to be is Sterling Sim Racing, and you should definitely go give them a check out with Scott Whiteman as the head of it. This is the senior circuit run by Bill Schermatz, and they run basically every single day of the week. I think they might miss like 1 or 2 days or something. It is extremely few. So a fantastic place to be here. Honestly, this is a great group too. So I'm excited to see what everybody's going to do. As they have some good 2-wide racing that we're seeing right now as we head down to the front stretch one more time on lap number 4 of 40. Go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so we can see some of the action. From what I understand, Andrew Cowart, Bradley Berry, and then another driver, which I don't have open right now, are all running a very similar paint scheme. So something tells me that they just might be working together. Whoa, big slide there. We just saw the number 7 of Bradley Berry. Hopefully he's not getting himself in too much trouble, as Ed Burrell is currently leading. He set a great qualifying time and set a fantastic... I think he did hold the record in practice for the fastest time set, so it is no wonder that he's out in front once again. Mark Dantuma, who put on a great show at Michigan, is now finally being competitive once again. There was a big block there on the number 14 of Andrew Cowart. These guys are making sure that their street stocks, which may not be the fastest things in oval racing, but they're going to make it fun. That's for sure, as they continue 2 wide now, leaving turn number 2. The Mopar 57 on the outside is getting a big push that we're seeing right now from the number 8 of Kevin Hayes. I believe that's a Hellman's machine, if I'm not mistaken. That is a very interesting paint scheme to choose, and I think I really like it. It's to go 3 wide there for a moment. I think we had a big slide there out of Ed Rill, pushing him back. That is going to make his race a lot more difficult, as Andrew Cowart takes the lead with, I believe, to be his teammate of Bradley Berry behind him. Mark has not had a break this entire time. He has had to ride in that outside lane since we have started. He is not going down anytime soon, I fear. We're going to see if he's going to actually be able to do it. And now, as we head into turn number 3, he has to stay on the outside. I mean, like I said, it is perfectly fast, but you just got to be careful, because if you have no one helping you, then you're just going to be kind of caught out. And if some people start moving on the bottom lane, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get through. Let's go ahead and bring up your top 10 board right here. You can see that Andrew Cowart is leading ahead of Bradley Berry, as Kevin Hayes is currently doing his best to catch up. Big run that we're seeing right there, and if we look a little bit back in the field, I believe they were running 3 wide there for just a moment. Let's go ahead and zoom out just a little bit to get a little bit better view of the action. everyone really bunched up right now. Nobody is trying to give each other spaces. They go 3 wide now across the start-finish line. That's 3 wide. Mark Dantuma skimming the wall as he's getting a big slide job. Oh, essentially a slide job from the 21. Oh, and they're wrecking now going into turn number 1. Huge wreck as the caution comes out here at Charlotte Motor Speedway Legacy on iRacing Simulations. Huge wreck that we just saw there on lap number 8 of 40. Let's go ahead and bring that back. I mean, that was an intense battle that we saw with Mark Dantuma on the outside, getting a big slide on the inside by the number 21 of Ed Durrell. So I'm going to go ahead and take a rewind of that, and we go ahead and take a look. All right, I got yourself a great view here. We can go ahead and bring that up now. Okay, so following with that Mopar number 57, you're going to see that on the high lane is with the 3 wide action there. Let's go ahead and bring this and slow it down so we can see what's happening there. It looks like he just got the big slide out of the 21. He hits the wall and he's not able to control it. I mean, he hit that wall hard and he comes back down, and that takes out. Oh, that come up is what really killed those drivers there. That is unfortunate. That is the 27, I believe. Yep, that was the 27 of Kevin Barnes. Got absolutely destroyed there. We can go and rewind that just to get a little bit of a better look there. But you can see it. He's just coming up. Boom. Taken out. Not even involved. But those are the problems that come. And that is a great example there of the new street stock damage model provided by iRacing.com Simulations. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. You can see, some parts coming off the cars and stuff, which is before we did not see. So it's interesting to see just what kind of stuff they can do. Huge damage out of many of these guys, especially the ones here. All right, let's go ahead and jump back up into real time. And as we come back, let's go ahead and bring that open now. There we go. Scott Whiteman is going to be in the lead with his number 17 Woodback Auto Parts and Newman Oliver Insurance. Oh, it looks like we had a Jared's Wood Processing on the back too. A lot of sponsors that we're seeing there in the iOS ARCA series, which is something you can go check out right now. That's the Sterling Sim iOS ARCA series. Give that a search. You can join their Discord, and I think it'd be interesting to go watch. You can see their previous streams over on iOS Broadcasting. Currently, the Red Bull of Bill Shermatz is currently following along right behind. He did not have a great race at Michigan, so I think he's very excited right now to be riding right now on the back of Scott, as these guys are going to be doing the best they can to lead this field. It's interesting to see how these guys are going to be able to handle this restart. Lights on the pace car are off, so we're going to be resuming back to racing very shortly. These are your top two, the guys that I interviewed at the start of your race last week. They're not in the Discord, so I can't bring them up right now, but that is okay. In any case, it's good to see them up there, and they run some fantastic stuff that goes on here. So it's good to see them doing so well for the moment. All right, so as we zoom out now, we're back into Blimpcam. Don't know what that was from. All right. Anyway, as we're now back into the Blimpcam, the pace car is off. And there it is, green flag, away we go here at Charlotte. It's great to see these guys off to a green flag. That is a really botched start, though. You can tell that your top five are getting certainly a bit further away. I think there was a big checkup there with the 54 and potentially those teammates of Cowart and Barry. Scott Whiteman, though, seems to be having some troubles. I think he might have missed a shift as they go three wide once again, dipping below the line to get around the 15 of Scott Case. He's been really slow all so far at this race, so he was not doing great in practice. He did not have a good qualifying time. Scott Whiteman pulls off of the track to make sure people can get through as they go 4 wide there for 3 wide again. See, the 15 gets a big squeeze up towards the top as they now go across the start-finish line. That's Bill Shermatz currently leading with Mike McNeil right on his bumper. Heading now into turn number 2, about to go down the backstretch. You can see as they all roar by here, a lot of these guys are now able to maintain that bottom line. They're not going to give it up the best they can. Your 2 teammates right there, Barry and Howard, are right now chasing down the best they can, currently in 3rd and 4th. They made some huge gains on that last restart. The 71 of Bill Shermatz now leads once more. He's going to get those laps led, which do help here with the senior circuit. I know that these guys are currently not running for points. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Why did that open? Anyway, my sincere apologies. Okay, heading down the backstretch now. Bill Shermatz is still leading there with Mike McNeil once again behind, but it looks like that your 2 teammates there, the 7 and the 14, are doing the best they can. As the 48, not the 48, the 58 of Clinton Chambers gets turned almost there by Ed Burrell as they collide there as they head down, and now they are sliding across the grass, and the yellow comes out thrown here. Oh, even huge. Oh my goodness, that's Bill Shermatz absolutely taken out down the front stretch. Actually, we're still green. I thought we were yellow, but it looks like it was overruled or something. They're still green. As Andrew Cowart now leads the field as he's getting a really big attack there from the 78 of Mike McNeil. They can cross the start-finish line. I don't really know what just happened there. We're going to go to bed and take a look at what happened to cause that huge wreck, as that took out so many people, and we'll head back up to the action in just a moment. Okay, I got it right here. Let's go ahead and bring that up. I'm fascinated to see what happened here. So we go along here. It looks like they just got sent up on the inside there. Yeah, Bill just got sent up on the inside by the 7 of Bradley Berry and just absolutely got taken out, which did not help at all. But if we rewind just a little bit further back, you can see that there's the huge collision there. Let's go ahead and bring that up as well. That involved the 58 of Clinton Chambers. So we can go ahead and take a look there. Go ahead and change up the camera angle as well. Let's go ahead and take a look. So it looks like because they tried to shoot it 3 wide, almost 4 wide, it looks like, you know, just big collision there. And that took out a lot of unnecessary people. Ed Burrell looks like he's able to rejoin pretty safely as your leaders at that point also take themselves out. Unfortunate. Everyone was running such a great race, and this is not the kind of stuff that we've usually seen so far, and not the stuff that they advertise racing about, that's for sure. So that is pretty uncharacteristic, but that is what happened there on that caution. That was different, that's for sure. So we're going to go ahead and jump back up into real time now and go see what's been going on here at Charlotte. All right, as we come back in now, we can see that Kevin Hayes is now under a huge attack from Andrew Cowart and Kevin Barnes. Teammates once again back up there. They just lost their other one of the 7 of Bradley Berry. Teammates racing side by side, getting a big, threat from Eddie Burrell and Mike McNeil as they head across the line. That's halfway. We're at lap number 20 of 40 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I am fascinated to know what these guys are going to be able to do. Your top 5 right up here. I mean, that's what the breakouts we've been seeing is mostly groups of 5. Kevin Hayes, though, started on pole. He's back up to the lead, so I think he's probably happy to be there Although I imagine he is a little bit worried right now as he's getting attacked by a lot of drivers. Across the start-finish line, there it is, lap 21 of 40. I think that clock is something they're going to want to keep an eye on, you know. As the time continues to tick down, that's something they got to watch. I mean, if they're just going to, you know, keep racing each other really hard, they got to keep an eye on that, as, you know, it really determines how much pressure you have to put on. If you put a little bit too much pressure on it, looks like right now 14's trying to make a move to the outside. That is Cowart. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it, as that bottom lane just has a little bit more speed, and I don't think that the quad oval is just enough of a run to try to get through. Looks like Ed Burrell is currently trying to, you know, plot what he's going to be able to do next. Let Ed Burrell try to take the heat off for him for the moment. I think that is a really smart plan and will allow him to continue racing a little bit harder later on. As the 14 now, they drag race into turn number 3. Cowart technically has the lead, but Hayes still has that bottom lane. It's going to give it to him as they get really close there, as they now are through 4. This is going to be an intense finish, that if we're ever going to have one. As we now go across through the quad oval, you can see the 21 now moving to the outside, hoping to make it a little bit more even. You know, I think it's really smart right now for McNeil, who's backed off just a little bit, trying to see what's going to happen next. I don't think he wants to get involved in any big collision, as a lot of drivers are starting to pit in. They head 3 wide now as they enter turn number 3. I think they're trying to make something happen, but it's just not working out in their favor yet. Kevin Hayes still has that bottom lane, and he's still getting through. They drag right across the line. Oh, it's so close. Cowart led the lap. It looks like he's getting just enough of a push off of that 21 and just enough of a run to try to take the lead. It's been working in his favor, but I don't think it will be for long. Got a message from Race Control. That previous wrecks that we have seen, the iRacing did not throw a caution, and it was because the wreck was quote-unquote off track. All right. Your top 4 continue to race in a really intense battle for the lead as they head into turn number 1. Kevin Hayes has been currently putting up the best effort he can to maintain his lead. He's been doing an excellent job, but he is constantly under threat and has to keep an eye on it. This is probably the most intense moment. You got to be careful of just a tiny bit of netcode, gone. Someone else around you, Rex, gone. And this is the thing that they're going to be watching this entire time. They have still not needed to pit yet as they continue on to running here at Charlotte. They might be trying to just extend their lead as much as possible over everyone else which has had to pit. If I'm not mistaken, the current... Oh, all these guys pit under caution. Yep, that's what it was. That's how they are getting through right now. The current lead guy with no pit is currently in 9th position. That is going to be Bill Watkins. Almost everyone else on track has already pit. And that is why Mike McNeil pulled off earlier, because he was not going to make it on fuel. That is an interesting choice now as Andrew Cowart leads here at Charlotte. He took away the lead from Kevin Hayes, and I think that this is going to be the battle you're going to want to watch. Kevin Hayes qualified on pole position, did really well in practice. He's going to do anything he can to try to take it back, including trying to move him out of the way to keep that bottom lane. He's got that Camaro. Oh, oh man, they're very close now as they leave 4, heading down through the quad oval. This is intense. Looks like Cowart technically gets the lap lead again, although he did look ahead. It looks like Hayes did look ahead on my screen, but that's okay. Through the backstretch they go. That bit of a run that you get down the backstretch is very helpful, but I don't know if it's enough right now to keep Andrew Cowart completely in the lead. Oh, a bit of a slide up we're seeing there out of the 8, but he's not going to completely take it as Ed Burrell is waving all over the track. trying to pick a lane, I think. He doesn't know which one to run with. They're both really fast right now, and they are completely even as they cross the line. As your battle continues to intensify here at Charlotte, your leaders all gunning for the P1 position. They are not going to give it up. Let's go and take a look at your driver info panel. Here's Kevin Hayes. He currently has a 1.2K I rating. That was his last lap information. Go ahead and take a look at Andrew Cowart. I'll bring up his information panel. Currently set with an 800 I rating. Although I don't think it's quite true, as he's been setting some really fast laps here at Charlotte, as he gets a huge push from the 21 of Ed Burrell as they go now into 1-2 slots. That is going to be them completely by the number 8 of Kevin Hayes. As the 21 slides up the track, he comes back down. The 27 dives down out of the middle lane into the bottom lane. He did not want to get caught up in that. Dangerous racing that we just saw right there. That is the kind of stuff you want to avoid. But it's hard to keep these things under control, especially that bump leaving 4. I know that bump very well. I believe I was in a similar race to this. I don't know if it was street stocks specifically, but something very similar. And that bump out of 4 is going to kill you if you're not paying enough attention. Top 4 runs away here at Charlotte, away from 5th position, which is 2 seconds back. Truth is, they're having a good battle too right now. A lot of these drivers all really condensed with each other. Mark Dentuma barely keeping ahead of the 131 of Gerald Poole and Steve Cubay, who was able to stream his last race as well. They're in that 19 car. Heading back up to the front, they're 3 wide right now for 2nd position. They dive back down. Kevin Hayes back as it lead. There's a spin there with the 27's been spun around. Lap 32. The 27 of Kevin Barnes spun around. Hayes leads the field. No caution. No caution, as now your top 3 are the ones trying to run away with this thing. Ed Burrell gunning for that bottom position. He's going to take it away. He's got it. He's got P2. He slides up in the way of the 14 of Andrew Cowart, who's been really trying hard this entire time to stay in contention. He's been doing a great job. He got some laps led. I don't know what his plan is going forward, though, as it looks like these two now need to go back into the pits. They did not have enough fuel to make it to the run. They're in. Ed Burrell is now going to be leading the race here at Charlotte, and he's going to have one heck of a gap. That is for sure. Mark Dentuma takes 2nd place, but just barely, as he's got Steve Cubay right behind him. Cubay chasing him down, not letting up at all. Running in 3rd, over 2 seconds back currently from the leader of Burrell. The 57 goes down. That's Mark Dentuma getting a big spin as Steve Cubay gets spun into. Hits the bottom, slides back up on track. No caution as they enter the pits. Unfortunate. That is the kind of stuff you hate to see. But that's what happens there when you have like super intense trying to race into the pits. It's the 00 of John Shermatz. There we go. Comes into the pits. The 5th place position of Kevin L. Hayes is now coming back out. He's going to be your current first car with 2 pit stops. He's the guy you're going to want to watch. As Mark Dentuma continues to be in the pits, as he has that first pit box position too, as Ed Burrell is right behind him. Mark Dentuma goes out ahead. He's not going to let Ed Burrell take that position away. This is now going to become a race to who gets out of pit lane first. The person to keep your eye on right now is going to... Where did they go? Never mind. Okay. Mark Dentuma continues to hold the lead. There he is. That's Kevin L. Hayes back out into the lead. I wondered where he went. He wasn't on my board. flying back up through the field. He's got his lead back. He undercut just enough. Now the question is does he have enough for 5 laps here at Charlotte? That is the question. Does he have 5 laps of fuel? Mark Dantuma currently about a second behind as he's getting now some pressure from Gerald Poole behind, and Steve Cubet not too far behind either. Into 2 they go. These guys are not letting up on each other in the slightest as Kevin Hayes runs away to his best ability for the moment. I mean, these are only street stocks. You can't completely outrun somebody, but you can certainly get far as he has to move to the outside, very close to the wall there, to get around the lap car of the number 88 of John Saunders. Going through the quad oval, he gets the lap lead, of course, once more. Mark Dantuma holding up for that second place position. He does not want to let it go. We saw that Mark was really cutting into his pit stop, especially compared to drivers like Ed Burrell who were trying to take as much fuel as possible. The question is it enough? Did he save just enough? The fueling on the street stocks is not nearly as fast as it is in the other NASCAR Series vehicles. Caution is out here at Charlotte. I'm not really sure what for. We're going to go ahead and take a look at that in just a moment, and we'll be right back. Okay, got it right here. Let's go ahead and bring that up on stream. It took me a minute to find it. It is it's kind of obscure just a little bit. Let's go ahead and bring that up and take a look. All right, not many laps to go. The green-white checkered, I believe. Yep, this is going to be going under green-white checkered. All right, so let's go ahead and bring up the wreck that happened right here. This is between the number 10 and the number 54. They come down now. It looks like the 10 kind of cut in front of the 54 there just a little bit too much. That's Janelle Cleveland. Kind of just cut him off going through the corner. Didn't leave him enough room, but he also was racing him as a lapped car. That is, Cleveland was. So that's kind of one. But that's what happened there going through, and that's what brought out the caution. I don't know how some of the other ones didn't, but that brought out the caution here at Charlotte Motor Speedway as we are about to head back up into real time and go ahead and take a look at what's going on. So Kevin Hayes continues to lead here at Charlotte. I'm excited to see what he's going to be able to do leading this field of cars. The part that makes this the absolute most interesting is he is currently under threat from Mark Dantuma, who has been chasing his bumper and I think wants a little bit of retribution after his not so great race over at Michigan. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he did get punted down a couple positions. Gerald Poole, another guy that I know also really is going to want to do well. He ran a great race at Michigan. So I think he's going to definitely want to do his best to get it back, as is Steve Cubet. Your top 5 right now are all really fast drivers that have done amazing at keeping up with multiple packs. I'm excited to see what they can do. John Shermatz, I have not seen too much of. He was kind of towards the back when we were at Michigan. But he's been able to be quite competitive so far tonight. So it's going to be, I just wonder what he's going to be able to do as he has Kevin Barnes behind him. Another guy that's been very quick tonight. And Mike McNeil. I mean, your top 10 here, all very fast. As our field whittles down to 18 drivers, 17 actually. All right, popping back up to the front of the field. It's not too much longer till the lights on the pace car go out and we head back into racing here tonight. All right, the lights on the pace car are off. Mark Dantuma moves over to the outside lane. And he has Steve Cubey behind him. Ed Burrell takes out the bottom lane, and John Schumertz moves over to the outside. This is your green-white checkered. Instead of 40 laps, we're at 43. We're on lap number 41. Great looking field of cars here tonight. They've put on some fantastic racing that we've seen, especially out front. Can't wait to see what they're going to be able to do. Bit of a long pace laps here at Charlotte, that's for sure. Hopefully they can check up that field just a little bit more. They got to get a little bit closer together there. 21's a little bit further ahead. Okay, there we go. Going back into position. All right. All right, pace car is off. There it is, green flag, and away we go. I think that was just a tiny bit of a jump there from Kevin L. Hayes. Nothing really too substantial, though, as Mark Dantuma moves into that second place spot, and he's going to try to keep it as best he can as the field bunches up as they go 3 wide towards the rear of the field. What are they doing? 3 wide is a bit intense, although it is a green-white checkered. I understand why. All right, 2 to go. Got your top 10 board up there. You can see what's happening. I believe that's a 71 around. I think it ended with a 7. That might have been Bill Watkins around that we saw in turn number 2 as we leave turn number 4. And here it is. This is the white flag. Here they go across the start-finish line. No more caution. They run through. Mark Dantuma right hot on the heels of Kevin L. Hayes, as is Gerald Poole, hoping to gun for that 3rd place podium. Who can get it? That is going to be the question that we're trying to answer. Down the backstretch they go. Kevin L. Hayes still has the lead. He continues it over Mark Dantuma. Going now into turn number 3. Oh, they're getting close there. Bump there. That's a bit of a bump that we just saw out of the 21 of Ed Burrell into Dantuma. Going down into the quad oval. Here they go. Dantuma keeps second. Oh, he's in 3rd. Ed Burrell takes home 2nd place on that one. Kevin L. Hayes is your winner. He wins here at the senior circuit at Charlotte. Honestly, what a show Kevin just put on there tonight. Able to dominate basically this entire race. He was under lots of pressure the entire time and took home a fantastic race win. Mark Dantuma did a great job of holding off multiple drivers, but Ed Burrell was able to use that aggression just enough to be able to move up and take out, I shouldn't say take out, move Dantuma. Either way, Steve Cubey finishes 4th in a fantastic race finish. All right, that has been your race here with the senior circuit over at Charlotte. I mean, I think we just saw a great race. Only 2 cautions. I mean, there's a bit more wrecks than that. But, well, iRacing and race control just didn't deem it necessary. And iRacing didn't throw the caution, so that's the kind of stuff that happens. So Kevin L. Hayes takes home the win. Great show out of him, honestly. Very impressive. All right, well, it looks like a lot of these guys are not able to be interviewed for the moment. None of them are currently in the Discord, except Ed Burrell. Let's go ahead and bring him up. I want to see what he has to say. Oh, I can't move in the booth. Let's go and bring him down. Ed, it's open the booth. Do you read me?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right, you're the only driver in the Discord, so you get yourself a personal interview. How's it going?
It's going great. Thanks. Appreciate it.
You just got yourself a 2nd place finish. How are you feeling? That's my real question.
Yeah, new to the league. I've been in a few of these races with these guys. I wish I could have had the win, but I did have that little slip up in the beginning when I went below the yellow line and kind of screwed myself. But, man, I'll tell you, this is one of the best races I've been in a while.
I mean, you put on a wonderful show, that is for sure. I don't think there was a moment where you weren't up in the top 10, always trying to be really competitive.
Well, I try doing my best with these guys, and I try racing clean. And you know, there are incidents, and I feel bad about what happened early on about the. I don't remember which car it was, but we were going down the front stretch or back stretch. Again, it's so much going on, and I'm pretty sure he came down on me. I don't think I went up on him, but it still makes me feel bad when I happen to get involved in some of these incidents.
No, I totally understand. I mean, it seems like this has been a really great community of people to race with. So just getting involved with incidents never feels good. But I mean, you're able to put on a great race, and I think a lot of people are going to be able to respect that.
Well, one of the best things I like about this league is there's not a lot of Type A personalities in here. You know, there's a lot of leeway given as compared to a lot of the other leagues I'm in, where they're just well, I mean, they're A personality. They're the best, and they don't care who else they get in their way or they get in the way of.
Are you trying to say that this mold here that we're seeing with the senior circuit is not the everyone's a hero into turn one?
No, I wouldn't say that, but most of them aren't.
No, I'm just I'm messing with you.
I know what you mean, but yeah, it's not one of those ones where I'm gonna win this race by getting to turn one first. No, it's not one of those leagues, and I think it's great.
No, it's great to see, and I mean it's clearly shown off as you guys have been able to run a great race. Only two cautions, a little bit more wrecks we saw, but still, I mean being able to race super competitively that this entire time. I mean that final lap move that you pulled on Dan Tuma there to get that second place spot was incredible.
Well, I'm like who was it? Can't remember who it was back in the '70s when I was a kid. They could see the air, and there's one thing about getting a draft. I'm pretty good at it. It's the one thing that I do blow my own horn about is I'm pretty good in the draft, but like in short track and shit like that, I'm not very competitive at all. But when it comes to these kind of races, I try.
Absolutely. Well, this is where I have to ask: is there anything you want to say to the audience? I mean, great race tonight.
No, not really, but I appreciate the senior circuit for allowing me in to race with these guys. They're a great community. We might be a bunch of old. I don't want to say the word I want to say. Actually, I want to say it, but I shouldn't. But everybody is great here, and when there is an issue, it blows over rather quickly.
And that's good. I mean, that's always great to see. All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, Ed. Congratulations on the second place finish.
Hey, thank you very much. I wish a few more guys had stuck around to talk to you too, but I guess it is what it is.
Absolutely. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. That was your race here at Charlotte. I don't. Let's see if we're going to have anybody pop up with me here in the Discord. Uh, does not look like it. All right. Well, this has been Charlotte. I mean, what a race we just saw. A very competitive race, that is for sure. Um, I'm impressed, and I think a lot of other people are too. Great racing we saw all the way up until the end. I mean, Kevin Hayes absolutely put on a fantastic show, able to score that victory. I wish I was able to ask him how he feels about it, that's for sure. But this has been the senior circuit, this time brought to you by, well, not only just themselves, the senior circuit, but more specifically, Sterling Sim Racing. Make sure you give them give them a check. Make sure you ask Scott and go check out the iOS Sterling Sim ARCA series, as that is where their official series is over located. But I mean, fantastic racing that we see out of that, and make sure that if you're looking for a real place where not everyone's a hero into turn one, obviously these guys are going to race each other, but not it's not a death wish. Then make sure you check out the senior circuit and go check out Sterling Sim Racing too, as these guys really have a really good continuous message of making everyone feel welcome, and more specifically, making sure that the racing is good. So, without further ado, I'm going to end it here. I've been Noah Walter here on twitch.tv/FortCloak. Make sure you tune in this Tuesday to go check out the Tuesday Night Truck League. I believe it is going to be the last race before the playoffs. No cast car race tomorrow. Not sure if I'm going to be streaming a race or not. We'll see. So, in the meantime, I'll have to see you guys all next time. Thank you very much for joining in here tonight. I appreciate it. Good to see you in the chat. Matt from earlier on. And, well, that's your stream.
Hey, how's